Ladies and gentlemen, do I have a spicy one for you? Do I have a spicy one for you? We have Jeremy Bernstein, which I'm going to reveal who that is in a second. Then we have 10th April, which we already know that is Dardock. Elo Terrorist DK, not sure who that is. Not sure anyone else's, but we have Aatrox in the top lane, who is piloted by Chovy, the man, the myth, the legend. The one that is called the best mid by some people. I'm not convinced. To me, I don't know if it's Chovy, Showmaker, like I don't know. Not 100% sure. For solo queue, definitely Chovy though. Chovy's solo queue is scarier. So we're going to see how he pilots the Aatrox, which is obviously potentially a mid lane pick as well. So we definitely want to know how exactly he can do with this, as we spot out the red buff invade. Very important to actually do that, as Jeremy Bernstein is going to deny Shen the walk in here. Q lands, second Q lands, third Q lands. Solid Job is not going to trade into the Shen, which is also a good idea. I would assume he did that because he doesn't know exactly what the damage is, and he can't overextend himself, because if he ends up fighting that, Kindred obviously has a gank angle, right? As if both of them lose HP, now Kindred becomes much more valuable than before. Level 2 acquired for both of these, but a little bit earlier by Aatrox, and he is slowly winning a chip damage fight, right? So we see here his stellar movement is coming in as well. He has, by the way, an Annie in the mid lane, facing off against a Sylas. And then we have a Kai'Sa and a Nautilus bot lane, facing off against Aphelios and Leona. So generally this game, I would say draft-wise, I would give that to the left team, to the blue side team. I would say Aphelios. Pretty good into Aatrox, pretty good into most of this. They're all very low range and engagey, but for solo queue, I would say that the red team's comp is easier to play by a long shot, right? So obviously the any stun, the interactions with that, and the Nautilus just already at that point has a lot of impact onto this game. And then you add to that the fact that Sylas has some ultimates, but he doesn't have any stellar ultimates, right? There is no Malphite ultimate, there's no Lux ultimate that is useful, no Ezreal ultimates. Sure, any ultimate is great, but what is any ultimate without the stun? Not that useful at all, right? So it is going to be a good amount of damage he can put out through that, but it is definitely not a game-changing amount, right? As, yeah, beautiful spacing here by Chovy, actually keeping him outside of the tower range. Obviously, he has some time to just, you know, clown around up here as the enemy jungler. We can obviously track their pathing, and they will not be in the top lane unless they specifically go out of their way, let's say. As bot lane is going to acquire a kill onto the Nautilus, who went down using his flash, not his ignite, so we can get from that the enemy team isn't even that in danger, right? And now we see Kindred in the bottom lane here. Definitely trying to poke out the Shen as much as we can, prepare for a potential dive here as we start stacking up a wave, right? This is very important. Chovy very mindful of the waves, tries to stack up a wave here, and now we will see if he is able to fish for a kill here. All right, 1 Q hits, second Q misses, and the third Q, oh, Shen dead. Shen actually dashing into it, very greedy. All right. Obviously, diving Shen, still a difficult thing. Just because Shen has a taunt and Shen has the W. But I think it is a very, very possible outcome here. If Shen makes a mistake, as we just saw, the Q can cancel Shen's dash as well. But yeah. So the bot lane situation resolved itself very well for the red team here. As Kai'Sa did manage to pick up 2 kills, and Aphelios used his flash, not his cleanse, but used his flash. And thus, we are in a much better position now in the bot lane, even though the Nautilus died. Never punished. Alright. Definitely cannot fight the Shen right now. So, we want to go back, spend our money, as we do, recall. And Shen ultimate is available now, so that means now the game becomes something totally different, which, yeah, very interesting here actually. Instantly, Aatrox realizes where the hell is Shen, pushes in a wave to keep up the pressure, right? Because now, if Shen doesn't ult here, or if Shen ults here, if Shen ends up ulting here, he loses a wave. If Shen ends up doing anything that isn't pick up the wave, he loses a wave, and he does. So he had his plan. He would like to recall. He doesn't though, as he is going to teleport, get the serrated Dirk, and get a double longsword. So this is going to be an Aatrox with Eclipse here. Going to deal quite a bit of damage. And yeah, this lane is not going to be very easy, as the W is used, which opens up this Shen quite a bit now, as yeah, Shen should have definitely not traded that back. Could have been a decent situation before, as Wuxi Xiongchu will pick up a kill onto the Elo terrorist, aka Annie, together obviously with his jungler. But a fed Sylas, not really that much of a problem as Aatrox. Aatrox deals pretty well with someone like the Sylas, but oh, as the ultimate will come out, Shen taunt will miss, Shen flash, ignite, will hit. And Chovy, oh my god, the fact that that killed, dude, I would have not been confident that killed, but it did. And so Shen ends up being solo boloed here in the top lane, dude. Oh my god. Aatrox is a scary champion, man. I would have never expected that Q would kill him there. Alright, well, who would have thunk that Chovy knows the game better than I? Who would have thunk? Alright, as Chovy already has almost picked up all plates possible, and he has to hurry pushing in the wave here. Alright, pushes in the wave. He will miss a plating now. He 10k ego? Hello? Chovy will collect his wave, his plate, and that makes 4 plates before 10 minutes. Which is just a ridiculous situation to be in. Obviously, 1-0-0, but he is so much more ahead, as this Shen is absolutely going down. Aatrox not super good at stacking Sejuani's stacks, but he is better than any ranged champion, so you can keep that in mind. As I don't necessarily see a lot of value unless gold values must have been met. And I will be honest with you, I won't even attempt to track how much gold he has right now. 2,000? 2,000-ish? Maybe? 2.5-ish? I don't. It's really hard to judge. I didn't track that very well. Alright, as we pick up the Eclipse, which would have been 1.5, 1.6k, I think, right? From that build. 500, yeah, 1.6k. So 1.6k plus, yeah, so it was 2,000. It was 2,000-ish, right? So absolutely huge, and obviously Shen is starving here with just a balmy cinder. Yeah, now you just have no hope at winning trades against this Aatrox anymore. It's just over. And obviously Shen Ultimate is still available, as Shen Ultimate might come down onto the Aphelios here. Actually, it will have to come down. And what do you do as Aatrox? Actually, taking down this turret, I don't know if it's necessary. Honestly, I think you could have let it delete more minions. But then again, right, since Shen did teleport down there, you can probably push almost a full turret here. Oh, actually, Shen didn't go down. Okay, yeah, so he could have definitely waited a little bit longer. As we are ready to jump over here. You are not going to freeze this in front of the turret, says he. And takes down... Oh, actually prioritizes poking out the Shen here, which is a little bit of a disrespectful move, in my opinion, right? That says, I don't think that you will be able to dodge my abilities, that you will be able to withstand me. And so I think it is actually worthwhile to deal damage to you instead of taking resources that are guaranteed and easy to take, like the wolves, right? So I think that already speaks for itself. Also, at this point, when you look at the strength, right, this Aatrox probably able to 2v1 the mid jungle. Mid jungle could be difficult, but definitely top jungle, most definitely. All right, beautiful connection there by Shen with the ignite to give the anti-healing. All right, 1 kill is acquired, but yeah, no. Oh, he keeps on fighting though. Oh, and the heal, huge. Absolutely huge that his, yeah, absolutely huge that his heal comes out here, but he is not going to live this anymore. As, oh my god. The Eclipse comes out. And he is barely going to go down to the Kindred shutdown over to the enemy jungler. 3 people using their flashes and holding on to dear life fighting this Aatrox, and he says, "Come!" As Aatrox likes to. Dude, Aatrox is such a cocky champion. I love Aatrox's design, how he just like screams half the time that you play him. If you have his voice enabled, he just like screams half the time. He's like, "Come face me." Oh my god. All right, well, 3-1-0. Definitely the Aatrox gameplay here. And can I just say, I love this skin. It's just such a nice skin. Yeah, there's not, it's kind of hard, right? There's not much to say for this top lane, as this really was just pretty destructive. But we'll see how he can move in the team fights here, because obviously those, you kind of hope for games that are closer, because I really want to know how exactly he moves in the team fights, because that can be pretty difficult between the Sylas and the Kindred and the Leona and the Aphelios. The team fights still are going to be pretty spicy, but we'll see what we can do in the side lane first, obviously, right? As remember, we potentially can fight at least 2v1. 3v1, not possible at all. As, oh, this is a 4v1 actually. Is not going to be possible at all, as he is going to be taken down by everyone. And I think this is his lack of experience in the top lane there. As a mid laner, obviously you would move into that situation as well at this point, but I don't think that he was I don't think that he was tracking correctly. Like, I don't think that he was thinking about where people could be and how dangerous it is. How dangerous it is to be caught out by the Aphelios. Maybe give over gold to Aphelios as well. And obviously, right, he is 100 to 145 to 50 farm. So literally almost 100 farm ahead. But does that really matter, right? All Shen wants is levels, and he is level 9, so yeah, he definitely needs more levels. But between that, obviously, Shen now is beyond the point of, you know, having any hope of winning the side lane or anything like that. Honestly, taking down Shen here, I mean, yeah, sure. Alright, Shen Flash is going to go out. Taunt is going to help him quite a bit, actually, as it's done Aatrox for a long time, but I don't know if ulting... I think dying there is actually better. I'm gonna say dying there is actually better than what he did, because he used his flash, which number one, right, for a team fight, that means you don't have flashy. Number two, he used his ultimate, obviously, which means that you can't help out your AD carry, which is most definitely dead here, right? He wouldn't have been able to help him out there either. But yeah, that was an unfortunate situation. Now, obviously, if you have a fat AD carry, right, Annie is a little bit of an antidote against that. So that definitely will work out. I am expecting, as the brush is here. A little visually bugged. Obviously, clearly it is Ocean Soul, so there are bushes in the Dragon Pit, but they didn't really show up on the inspector's camera, right? Which is kind of odd, but yeah, I mean, this game is based on quite a bit of spaghetti code, as we've seen if you've watched the TES video as well. So yeah, it just happens. It is what it is. But so far, we haven't had too many too bad bugs, right? We had this really egregious one, but nothing really bad so far during Worlds. Let's hope it stays that way. As yeah, there just are so many bugs, like Azir, for example, right? Interview any Azir player, he still has so many bugs. Like, it's actually wild. Aatrox will be taking down the support, and he will also be taking down the Aphelios here. Yeah, that was just a very, very bad fight, timing wise, as we teleport into the top lane here just to get some more of that. Good. As again, right, you just see how Aatrox, he is at 180 farm at 18 minutes, right? And this is very much a thing that I've noticed. I almost never see NA players hit that mark. And of course there's always an excuse, right? It's always a chaotic game, and yeah, sure, like what would you be able to do in that situation? But somehow people like Chovy always manage to bang out these high CS numbers in the most chaotic of games. So definitely very interesting, as we are going to slowly move out of this and try to pick up close Scuttler and just scrambling to get farm, right? This is something that you'll see these pro players or these just very high elo and very good solo queue players do, is they try to just not be idle, right? There's always a thought process of, okay, I'm currently pushing the wave. What is the next objective that I can take? Okay, Leona really looking here. Alright, Dragon will be lost. Aatrox probably going to go down, but definitely is going to try to stand tall here. But no way. He goes down for a trade for the Dragon. 3 people show up to take him down, as Kindred is getting herself quite fed here, which is obviously great. And Asima's chains are a pretty interesting pickup here. Honestly, I agree with it. I find it actually really cool to pick Anathema's chains, as now the Warmong's armor is acquired as well. I would question the usefulness of it, as you don't have much resistances here, right? Just bolsters your HP, but it is what it is. As obviously now Chovy fell quite far in the CS numbers. And he is back at a, yeah, very, very mediocre CS number here for these high reloads, right? Obviously, you will see him dirty farm quite a bit. That is also what, you know, in big part fuels his high CS numbers, is he dirty farms a lot and he tries to always make things happen. As he's going to move into the mid lane here instead of pushing, actually. He's going to look for a flank. As without him being there, Aphelios doing quite well. Annie also not ready to punish him. This is the blue team's question, though, is how do you deal with Annie ultimate onto Kindred and Aphelios, right? You have to poke out the Annie. But how do you do that? As we have a little bit of a fight in a very, very strong position here for the Annie. But, oh, the E-Fish is not going to land, and that is Shen going down. This Aatrox is very squishy, though. He is going to take down the Aphelios, and that spells the end for the blue team in this team fight. As we will also take down the Kindred. Oh, so close. We will not take down the Kindred here. Alright. Kindred will take down the Sejuani, though. And don't count this Aatrox out. He still has Eclipse Shield. Yeah. Now that he doesn't have the Eclipse Shield, though, he cannot clutch out the fight very easily anymore, right? I think the strongest the Eclipse Shield is if you get it after Q and then you jump onto the enemy and you get it with your auto attack. That's probably the strongest you'll do. As we are going to heal ourselves up real quick on the Grump, and we are going to move into the top lane. Obviously, Chovy is great at these champions that are able to dirty farm. That is always where he pulls out these incredible CS numbers, like the Irelia, like the Yasuo, like the Yone, right? Stuff like that. As we are actually acquiring a Morv Mortius here. I don't know what to think about that, to be honest. I kind of disagree. Like, I don't know what. Why would you build a Morv Mortius? I mean, I would feel like you need something that can help you approach the Aphelios reliably, not a Maw. Especially given that Aphelios and Kindred are going to constantly try to attack you, so I don't. No. I mean, it is what it is. It will allow him to fight the Sylas in the side lane, so that's definitely a thing. As actually, a beautiful ultimate here by Annie is going to pick up the Kindred. And yeah, this is what I mean with the solo queue strength of this team comp, right? Is Annie gets a good flash on to the Aphelios onto the Kindred, and that is just death to them. As we're going to be taken down. Probably the bot lane turret here, right? I would have expect that, unless we decide to just go straight up for the Baron, which may be possible, but I think it's the window is kind of closing now. So yeah, no contest here. 16 to 18 kills, actually pretty close in kills, but the gold value speaks for itself, right? Enemy team has only taken down one tier 2 turret, which was the mid lane turret. As we are teleporting into the Baron, Shen ultimate is not available, so this Baron fight will be Shenless, as he doesn't have TP either. Sejuani going to take down the Baron, going to ult the Sylas as a little bit of an early ultimate here by the Kindred. Probably doesn't change much, but it is something to point out, right? Is that ultimate was very, very early. As this is for solo queue, this is a very coherent team comp, right? Like they are all kind of on the same page, and they're talking about doing the same thing at their meetings, right? Like most definitely, right? You look at what Kai'Sa wants to do, you look at what Annie wants to do, what Nautilus wants to do, what Aatrox wants to do. This is, in my opinion, one of the strongest solo queue type comps. Is just a comp that goes in and just try to smash head against wall. Like I think that's just because it's the easiest way to execute a game and you're just all on the same page, right? You don't really need to think about a lot. Whereas with this blue team's comp, I think technically it is much better at withstanding their comp, right? But for that, Kindred needs to be out of range of the Annie, so she can ultimate the Aphelios, and then they need to find a good time and they need to find a good positioning. And then obviously, once that comes out, they still need to find a way, you know, to protect themselves. So maybe a Shen ultimate stolen here from Sylas or something like that. But yeah, it's just Shen ultimate stolen from Sylas, yes. Maybe a Shen ultimate or, you know, a good ultimate from Sylas. But yeah, it is what it is. And Chovy will be victorious in this one. 16-3-1. Tell me what you thought of this game, because I think that Chovy did an absolutely irrelevant job. Like, I think Chovy didn't really do anything crazy here. He just farmed up and he just played the game and he didn't do anything impressive. And this was just the team comp. But change my mind. I will talk to you in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay awesome.
Ты моя тяжелая, такая толстая, огромная я, всегда голодная, хорошая ты моя, я, бейби, ты моя, я. Ты моя тяжелая, такая толстая, огромная я.